All right, we're live. Hi, it's Joe Russo, the Vice Principal in charge of the Day eLearning program here at Toronto Catholic District School Board. And so the broadcast has begun, and really it's a way to introduce myself. And again, I am Joe Russo, and I am your Vice Principal of Day eLearning, as well as your Technology-Enabled Learning and Teaching Contact. So the purpose of the broadcast is to, let me just close that off here. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to what I wanted to share, and here we go. So we're on the eLearning website here, and before I actually go into the website, I wanted to remind everyone that if you're on the broadcast, you're able to join live in the conversation, whether you choose to log in with a Google account, so that way you can actually log into YouTube and chat, which I am monitoring the chat here. As well, if you are unable to log into YouTube, you can access a Google Doc at https://goo.gl/V_XU4. And I'll just put that up on the screen here. And there it is. So you can just choose one of the boxes in the table and ask your question or make your comment, and I'll monitor both the chat and the Google Doc to see what questions do in fact come in. All right? Okay. So we are now going to begin by going into our eLearning site. Okay. And I'm just monitoring the chat area. Okay. So this is our eLearning site, and it is known as the virtual learning environment. As a matter of fact, before we even go in, I want to bring to your attention a recent website that was made available for anyone and everyone that wants to know about the e-learning programs, TCDSP. And the shortcut in terms of the URL is bit.ly/TCDSP eLearn. Same as my Twitter handle. So here it is. Here's the website, and it's a great resource, and it's going to continue to build in terms of a place where you can get information and updates. And I'm trying to curate resources and information for not just students and teachers, but also for parents, and as it relates to Day eLearning and our ePlus program. Okay. So now I'm going to go to our eLearning site. And here we go. Hopefully the audio is not breaking up like it did last night during our first session that we had. So I'm trying to offer a few sessions at different times so that hopefully you can catch one of these sessions live. And if you actually go to our website, the one I just had up, which I'm putting back up again, and you head to the students page, what you'll notice is a complete sort of convenient package of everything related to the Day eLearning program for second semester. That includes the start date, which is next Monday, midterms, when midterm reports will be available, the drop date, and the date of your final exam if you are registered for and completing a grade 12 university level course. And so I'm just going to scroll up here on one of these documents, and you'll notice in this program update that I've listed all of the dates, the times, and also provided a link to all of the live YouTube sessions. So today is slated for 3 o'clock to 3:30, and then we have another session tomorrow from 1 to 1:30, and then finally on Monday we have a morning session, finally, 9:45 to 10:15. If any of these times are not convenient, just send me an email. There's my email at joe.russo@tcdsp.org, and we can try and set up a convenient time when you can drop in and ask me questions. All right. Okay, I'm going to head back to the eLearning site. So again, our eLearning site, known as the virtual learning environment, is tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. How do you access this site? You would basically use your TCDSB username and password. Okay, so the network ID that you have, both username and password, will also work for this site. So I'm going to go ahead and if I was a student or a teacher, I would click on Login TCDSB Student and Faculty. But for the sake of this support session, I created a different account so that I can demonstrate different things within the eLearning environment. So I'm just going to go ahead here and log in non-TCDSB. Okay, and I'm just going to put in my credentials. And then we're going to log in. So the first thing that you need to know is that if you haven't realized already, the eLearning website has changed. Okay, so this virtual learning environment, that the Ministry of Education in Ontario sponsors and makes available to all Ontario school boards is actually called Brightspace by D2L. Okay, so that's the name of the service, and the company's name is D2L. But for the sake of a learning platform that really is integrated with a whole bunch of different tools, the ministry basically calls this space the virtual learning environment. Now, what you see in front of you right now is the organization homepage. So this is basically what I manage in terms of sharing information with you and just some basics. So around announcements, you've got the main announcement space. So, pretty much what I am going to highlight is what you're going to see in your course. Your teacher may customize things a bit differently, but overall, in terms of announcements, that would be your main page or your main space to get those instructions and sort of the messaging around, hey, this needs to be done, you should be on pace with this, and whatever it is in terms of direction that your teacher provides will more than likely be shared under announcements. There are other tools that you can use to communicate within your courses, but again, if it looks a bit unfamiliar, best thing to do, and I know I'm going out of order here in terms of showing you around, but really we should start always with communication. And so what I'm going to show you is not just how to access your course, but I'm basically asking you to find your course and email your teacher. Contact your teacher and let them know that you've successfully logged in, introduce yourself, and then off you go, right? Because if you know how to communicate, if you know where to go to communicate, and if you make that connection with your teacher, well, then it's the same thing as having walked through a classroom door and saying hello to your teacher for the first time. Same process, all right? So from the home page, what you're going to do is you're going to hover over this grid here, which is a 3x3 grid. And as you hover over it, you'll notice that it's basically describing that icon as select a course. So I'm going to select a course. Okay, and so you may have quite a few courses here. So the 2 courses at minimum that you're looking for is you're looking for the course that you're registered in, and then you're looking for the on-demand student learning orientation module, okay? Online learning orientation module, sorry about that. So basically, in order to go into the correct space, what you're going to want to do is, again, look for the online learning student module, and then the other course that you're looking for is the actual course that you're registered to participate in. And then once you locate those courses, just over here on the side, you'll notice these pins. So if you have a lot of courses, then you should pin up the ones that are active, and then that way they remain at the top of your list of courses, okay? So the course that I'm going to go into today is called YouTube Live Support Session. So you won't be in this course. This is just me. This is just for me in terms of for the sake of the support session, okay? All right, so we're in the course, and I just want to highlight a few of the basic, they're kind of standard really, tools. And so you've got access to content. So there's a content link, discussions, assignments. Okay, so assignments is where you're basically going to upload whatever it is that you complete that has been assigned. Discussions are pretty straightforward. You'd be going in and participating in discussions. And content is where you go and find all of the activities and lessons and support resources that are going to support your learning journey. Now, I'm going to go back to what I highlighted a couple of minutes ago, and that is, first and foremost, go to class list, because we want to communicate, we want to start communicating, we want to let our teacher in our class or in our course know that you logged in and that you're ready to go. So in order to do that, a very easy way to do so is click on class list. So I selected class list, and all you have to do is find under role which person is the teacher. So clearly you can see that the teacher role is this person right here. So if you want to communicate with them, you hit class list, and then you click on the person's name. So the person here would be your teacher. So I'm going to click on teacher, the name, and then right away, a separate window opens up, a new window opens up for you to compose a message to that person, okay? So now for the sake of this demonstration, I selected myself. That's why in the to field, there's no email address, okay? But if you select your teacher, and you're obviously selecting an account that's different from yourself, then you'll see an email that's pre-populated in there, okay? So I hope that really clarifies how to contact your teacher, because if you're not aware of how to do so, then, you know, it could pose for a little bit of a delay in you starting your course. But more importantly, I'm thinking you want to know how to contact your teacher so that you can get right in there and start the learning. You're always going to be supported, and really that level of support starts from you as the learner. So if you're not logging in regularly, and if you're not communicating with your teacher regularly, then, you know, that disconnect between you being in school every day versus you not being in school every day will definitely negatively impact how you're going to be, experiencing this course and what it is that you're going to achieve in terms of not just skill development, but also knowledge and the overall understanding of what is offered in the course. A friendly reminder again that you do need to log in regularly. Should you choose not to log in for an entire week, for example, and a week, we're talking Monday to Friday, school days, not the weekend, you will be marked absent for the whole week. So you should be logging in daily, checking in with the announcement page, checking in with what it is that your teacher has been sharing, so you're aware of due dates, you're aware of what is assigned, you're also aware of where to go to in terms of participating in the actual course. You know, something as simple as a discussion space. Your teacher may set up a discussion forum for you to post questions, or for you to reply to your own classmates, or for you to share resources, to introduce yourself. And so you're really not just going there, you're not really just going to your course as an individual trying to pass or earn the credit. You're participating just as you would as if you were in a face-to-face, day-to-day course, okay? So again, I cannot stress enough that in order to set yourself up for success, you really need to log in every day, and you need to be well aware of what is going on in your course, okay? Next, in terms of level of support, I want you just to imagine that your teacher potentially could have, 20 to 30 students in your course. And so although they will give you a heads up in terms of what is due, where you should be going, what you should be doing, and sort of set up a tentative calendar for you, really, you need to take ownership of that schedule and realize how it fits into your day-to-day, how it fits into your own learning cycle around completing what is due. So if you're expecting that whenever you need the help, you're going to ask the question and you're going to hope that you're going to get that response and that feedback immediately, well, that's kind of, it's kind of unrealistic. No one really works that way. So if you know that something is due on Friday and you've had a little bit of time already in terms of notice that something is due, well, you can't just wait until the last minute to post a question on Thursday night and hope to get feedback so that you can hand in your assignment or your work by Friday. It's completely unfair. Number one, it's unfair to yourself because you need time to process that feedback. And then the second piece is that it's unfair to your teacher because they clearly made the effort to organize your class and organize you as a learner, saying what is due, what is not due, how much time you have, where to submit your work so that you can get feedback, and try to support you so that along the way, what it is that you submit is the best piece of work you can submit at that point in time. All right. So I'm just going to have a look at the chat area and see if anyone has posted a question. We do have someone watching the broadcast. Thanks for joining us. So the second piece that's really critical is the access. And so access to this e-learning site, if there's ever any obstacle in accessing because of a password reset, well, you don't have to wait for me to reset your password. Excuse me. Basically, TCDSP students can have their passwords reset at their day school by a teacher. So once those passwords are reset, then you should be able to access the e-learning site without any problem whatsoever. Okay? So I give you a little bit of a quick overview of what is a priority in terms of setting yourself up for success, logging in regularly, knowing how to contact your teacher, keeping in touch with your teacher, being aware of timelines, being aware of the whole process of feedback and when to submit things, and giving the teacher a heads up in terms of enough time to process and give you that feedback, and then enough time for yourself to process the feedback from your teacher before you submit your work. And so that's the critical piece right now. The next piece that I want to show you is really focused on you and learning online. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to the homepage of our course just by clicking on the title of the course along the top here. And so I now am back to the homepage of our course, or of your course, of any course really. And I'm going to go to content. Now, since I have this widget set up here as a shortcut to content so that I can see more information, otherwise I would click on content. So I'm going to go to Learning Online Student Orientation. And then I'm going to click this page here. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So the Ministry of Education in Ontario worked closely with a group of people that make up the Technology Enabled Learning Ontario group that basically created this resource or supported the creation of this resource, and also a lot of the ministry content that is made available for e-learning across the province. And so the intention behind me introducing some of the functions within your online course were very, it was very limited because this orientation course, or as they call it, the Learning Online Student Module, can be accessed at any time. So you can basically go into your course and you start with taking the quiz because they want to get a sense of where you're at as an online learner. And then you can basically go into the different functions around using the e-learning platform. So if you want to know how to work with submitting assignments or messaging and communicating, if you want to focus on e-portfolio, or if you want to look at the quiz tool and completing quizzes, if you want to look deeper into discussions, and basically online tools as well in terms of submitting your work, then what you're going to want to do is go through this course at your own pace. And by doing so, you'll notice you'll become a lot more familiar with the online environment, and again, set yourself up for success in terms of taking an online course. So just for the sake of a demonstration here, I will go into assignments. So I've selected assignments, and you'll notice everything has been nicely curated for you, right? So they basically have given you a little bit of information around, okay, using assignments, showing ways that you've learned in many ways, right? Or new ways. So you can read on a bit. There's also a video here that D2L, the actual provider of this virtual learning environment, has produced for you to watch. And again, whether you want to read or whether you want to watch a video, there's two options here. And then that way you can become well versed in what's possible within the assignments function, and also the space really where you're submitting your work and getting your feedback. Okay, so that was just one piece around assignments. So if we head back to the orientation module, okay, just waiting for it to come back. So basically, there are a whole bunch of different modules that you can experience. And each of them will, again, focus on different parts within the course. Okay? I guess things are a bit slow, so not loading. There it is. There's also discussions. Now, discussions are awesome. Discussions are a place where you can go connect with people and really share your thinking and share your ideas. And also become, quite aware of the ideas and the thinking that people are putting out there. And that's what's called visible thinking, right? So being able to actually read what people are sharing gives you some insight as to what their thoughts are behind what is being discussed in the forum. And so that definitely informs your own place in the learning process, right? It informs that whole process of knowledge construction for you as a learner, around understanding what needs to be achieved with every assignment or with every activity, learning activity. So I'm just scrolling here and being aware of the possibilities. And again, there's a conveniently placed video here from D2L. But again, at your own convenience, what you can do is you can pop in and have a look at any of those parts that make up the student learning module. All right, so I'm just going to pause for a minute. I'm just checking the chats. And I'm going to go to the Google Doc, and no one's here. Right? That's okay. Again, the idea here is to offer that flexibility if you are starting an online course this semester and you needed some help in terms of questions you might have, or anything in the comments, even just putting a face to a name so that you know that in this virtual space or this virtual course that you're taking, I'm here to support you as well as your teachers. Okay. So really, unless there are any questions, I can sign off, and I will be back online tomorrow. And I believe tomorrow we are on at 1 o'clock. All right. So that's it for now. And with that, I wish you all good luck in your course. But should you need to contact me, my email is joe.russo@tcdsb.org. Okay. All right. And that's all for now. Take care, folks.